Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we are doing part 2 of our mega graphic novels unboxing and checking out video, or videos. Now, before we get into the graphic novels for this video, I do want to mention that in the first one of the graphic novels we looked at was Amazing Spider-Man The Gauntlet Volume 5. Now, I did say that the Gauntlet storyline was being republished in 2 bigger volumes. Volume 2 is due out in about a month's time at the end of June and is priced at, I believe it's about £38 or about $45. Volume 1 was published last year and is currently, because I had a look on Amazon, to get it new is currently £175, which is a bit more than $37.38. So if you're thinking of picking up Volume 2, I'd suggest you do it fairly soon after it comes out and before it ends up being 5 times what the original price was. Now, having said that, let's get on with opening what we're going to open for this video. We're going to start off with this. The envelope up, and what have we got? Let's get rid of that. Okay, we have got Brass Sun. Now, in the first video we had a couple of graphic novels from 2000 AD, the British comic. This is also from 2000 AD. There's a write-up on the back, but I can tell you that Brass Sun is set in a solar system that is a giant orrery. Now, does everyone know what an orrery is? Does everyone know what an orrery looks like? Does everyone know if I'm actually pronouncing orrery correctly? An orrery is basically an old-fashioned model of the solar system with loads of little planets and moons on it, all connected up by little wire arms that show you how the planets all orbit each other and all orbit around the sun, and how the moons all orbit the planets, and so on and so on. Basically, it's a model of the solar system. Brass Sun is set in a solar system that is a giant orrery. Loads of different planets and moons all connected up by these huge arms. And at the centre of it all is a brass sun, which has apparently stopped and needs to be restarted. So let's have a little read of what it says on the back. So it starts out with, "Praise be to the cog. A giant mechanical solar system is dying. The brass sun that gives life to the dozens of worlds has started to slow, freezing the outer worlds and killing off the inhabitants. On one such world, known as Hind Leg, a young girl named Wren is given part of the secret of the last key that has the power to restart the sun. Charged with travelling across the various worlds to pick up other parts of the key which was broken up after the Great War, this unlikely heroine alone possesses the power to save the galaxy from extinction." So the main character is this young girl called Wren, and along the way she meets, I think he's a novice monk called Septimus, and he goes along with her to help her, and she has to assemble the parts of this key, when she can find them, to restart the sun. And on the way she has to visit a variety of different planets, and she meets a whole bunch of different characters and people and creatures, all of whom seem to want to get in her way and stop her from doing what she wants to do for some reason. So that is Brass Sun. Now they're up to, I think, volume or book 5 in the comic. This collects the first 3 volumes. It is available from the 2000 AD official store. It is also available on Amazon. It costs about £25, which is about, what, $30 or so. But I got mine on Amazon because they were doing it for about £15–16. So that's our first one, Brass Sun. Now let's open up the box from Zavvi. Now again, in the first video, I did say that Zavvi seemed to always be doing offers on graphic novels, and they seem to change it all the time. Every couple of weeks they seem to change the graphic novels offer. And the first one I got in the previous video, it was 3 graphic novels for £12, so they were £4 each. Now when I went back to get a second box a couple of weeks later, they'd obviously changed it, and it was now 5 graphic novels for £20. So they're still £4 each, but now you get to pick 5 instead of 3. I'm saying now they've probably changed it again and it'll be something completely different. I will put a link in a description below. Let's get rid of the old alien intestines first. Get rid of that, and let's see what we got in this one. So first up we have got The Walking Dead Volume 1, Days Gone By. Second up we have got an old favourite, Suicide Squad, Apocalypse Now. And third up we have got from DC, from the DC Comics graphic novel collection by Eagle Moss, we have got Brightest Day Part 2. And then we have got, from Marvel, we have got Avengers World, which I believe is Volume 1, Empire. And then finally we have got, again, from Eagle Moss's DC Comics graphic novel collection, Final Crisis. So let's get rid of the box and take a look at those 5 we've just pulled out. So we start off with Walking Dead. Now you must know what Walking Dead is, because it's a hugely popular TV show. It's one of the most popular TV shows in the world. Zombies, survivors, Walking Dead. So this is Volume 1. Now on the back it says, well at the start it says horror. How many hours are in a day when you don't spend half of them watching television? When is the last time any of us really worked to get something we wanted? How long has it been since any of us really needed something that we wanted? The world we knew is gone. The world of commerce and frivolous necessity has been replaced by a world of survival and responsibility. An epidemic of apocalyptic proportions has swept the globe, causing the dead to rise and feed on the living. In a matter of months, society has crumbled. No government, no grocery stores, no mail delivery, no cable TV. In a world ruled by the dead, we are forced to finally start living. So, Volume 1, now if you watch this TV series, you'll kind of know who I'm talking about if I say this is Rick Grimes. And this starts at the beginning, same place the TV show starts. He's in hospital, he's been unconscious for a while, and he comes to, and everything has just gone horribly wrong while he's been out of it. And he wakes up and the hospital is empty, and there are walking dead wandering around, and Rick has to basically try and figure out what's going on and find his family who he's been separated from. So he is off looking for his wife and his son. Now what I would say with this, the artwork is black and white. Now that is intentional. It's not like, this isn't a black and white version of it. Walking Dead, it is done in black and white. So there's our first graphic, The Walking Dead Volume 1. Now second up we have got Suicide Squad, Apocalypse Now, and as I've said before, this is the original, not the original Suicide Squad, but this is the original version of the Suicide Squad we are familiar with the supervillains being sent out on suicide missions. So what has this got on the back? It says, "The wall has fallen," which is obviously referring to Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller has lost her iron grip on the Suicide Squad, pushed aside in favour of a new commander. While she lays plans to take back Task Force X, a supernatural secret society is quietly moving in for the kill. But an even more powerful enemy awaits, and it's an enemy within. A traitor in the ranks is scheming to use the squad as cannon fodder in a bloody power struggle. And the battle won't take place in the war-torn Middle East, the shadowy streets of Gotham City, or anywhere else on Earth. It's happening someplace even deadlier, even darker. Apocalypse. Now the home of Darkseid, the embodiment of all evil, will be the scene for the greatest fight the squad has ever faced. The full fury of the most merciless minions will be unleashed against Waller and her team, including Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, Poison Ivy and more. And by the time it's all over, the Suicide Squad will live up to its name. So this particular volume collects, let's see if it says, right, this collects Suicide Squad 31 to 39. And if we have a quick look on the cover, we can see Amanda Waller, not looking very comfy there. And we've got, and this is Lashina, Poison Ivy, Shade the Changing Man and Count Vertigo. So Suicide Squad, Apocalypse Now. We've then got Brightest Day, Part 2, and this follows on from the Blackest Night storyline, with dead heroes, etc., becoming Black Lanterns. So again, let's have a little read of the back. This is Special 9, Brightest Day, Part 2, originally published as Brightest Day 13 to 24. The White Lantern, source of all life in the universe, has resurrected 12 dead heroes and villains for its own mysterious purposes. Some of them have already fulfilled their quests and been released from its service, but many others, including Deadman, Hawkman and Hawkgirl, still find themselves forced to do its bidding. Now the deadly endgame that the Lantern has been preparing them all for is finally coming. On Earth, all the death and hatred and poison in the world is gathering and gaining sentience. The Dark Avatar is rising, and to stop it, Earth's ultimate defender must be reborn. So as I said, this is part of a collection by Eagle Moss. I don't know how many there were in the collection. This big collection of DC Comics graphic novels. They're all hardback. How on earth Zavvi have got a bunch of them, I don't know, because I was under the impression they were only available from Eagle Moss. However, be that as it may, now this should be about £20 normally, but as I said, because of the deal Zavvi are doing, we got it for £4. And this is, I believe, about 320, 330 pages. So pretty good size for £4. So that's Brightest Day, Part 2. And then we have got Avengers World, Volume 1, Empire. So, it's a new era on Earth, a new kind of collapse. Earth's mightiest heroes have returned from the stars, but new threats have emerged on the world they left behind, and the Avengers aren't the only ones trying to pick up the pieces. Under Maria Hill's leadership, S.H.I.E.L.D. forms an uneasy alliance with the Avengers, and together they think they're ready to save the world. But even heroes are wrong sometimes. In one cataclysmic day, the face of the Marvel Universe will change forever, and the fight for Earth's future will begin. Smasher, Sunspot and Cannonball find themselves trapped and prisoners of AIM's Scientist Supreme. Shang-Chi takes on the Gorgon in a fight to the death for control of the Hand. The city of the dead rises and cries out for remembrance. Starbrand must confront the ghost of his past, and 3 Avengers' lives depend on Manifold discovering his true destiny. Prepare for a globe-spanning epic of empires and armies, and the brave few who stand between them and us. The AIM Empire has begun. Collecting Avengers World 1 to 5 and material from All New Marvel Now, Point 1, Number 1. So Volume 1 of Avengers World, and the idea behind this was the Avengers have said they are protecting the world, not just New York, not just the USA, they are protecting the world. So this shows them having to deal with a whole series of events in different countries around the globe. So Avengers World, Volume 1. And finally, we have got another one from the Eagle Moss collection, and this is Final Crisis, and I believe this one is almost 400 pages. This is 370 or 380 or so pages thick. So again, for £4, pretty good. And this is special for Final Crisis, originally published between June 2008 and March 2009. From the dawn of man to the present day and the far-flung future, the history of humankind has always been a story of struggle and conflict. Now that eternal duel has entered a new stage, man versus God, life versus anti-life. Neither man of steel nor dark knights can escape the shadow of the dark side as it reaches out to extinguish the human flame forever in the end to all stories. Final Crisis Superman Beyond 1 and 2, Final Crisis Submit 1, Final Crisis Secret Files 1, Final Crisis Requiem 1. As the universe-shattering Final Crisis affects the mightiest of heroes, Superman becomes a pawn of ultra-dimensional forces in a battle to save the woman he loves. Fit gains cosmic powers and a deadly mission, and the Justice League pay tribute to a fallen comrade. So there we go, that is the 5th one of this particular offer from Zavvi, 5 for £20. As I say, by now, if you go and have a look, I'm sure it's completely changed on Zavvi and it is now completely different. But I will put a link in the description down below so you can go and check it out for yourself. So that was the second part of our latest graphic novels unboxing. Until next time, remember to hit the thumbs up, hit the notification bell, and if you don't want to miss out on whatever else I get up to, hit the subscribe button. And I will see you in the next one.